If you are hearing this, you have already crossed an invisible threshold. Most people scroll past this kind of title. Their fingers move faster than their soul. But you, something inside you hesitated. Something in you whispered, "Wait, this is for me." For thousands of years, there has been a rumor woven through temples, monasteries, and quiet, forgotten corners of the world. Egypt, India, Tibet, the hidden schools of the desert and the mountains, they all told the same story in different languages. There is a sound that bends probability, a hidden mantra that turns random into message, a vibration that once sung correctly, even a single time, begins to rearrange the pattern of your life. The Egyptians would call it a gate of Ma'at, the place where truth and balance weigh your heart. The Vedic seers would recognize it as a bija, a seed sound that pierces the veil between thought and reality. The Tibetan mystics would nod and say, yes, this is the syllable that invites the Dharmapala, the guardian of your path, to step closer. In the halls dedicated to Thoth, the scribe of the gods, the keeper of secret mathematics, the lord of records, there was a whisper passed only to those who had already proven they were awake enough not to abuse it. Do not give this sound to those who want to control their fate, they warned. Give it only to those who are ready to listen to their fate. Because this is the first shock of the hidden mantra. It is not a tool to bend the world to your ego. It is a tuning fork that exposes where you have been out of tune. Synchronicity is not the universe becoming your servant. Synchronicity is the universe finally having a channel clear enough to talk back. Tonight, you are not just learning an affirmation or a pretty chant. You are walking into an inner chamber where three things may happen. Your old stories about luck and bad timing will start to crumble. Some of your comfortable illusions may be ripped away. You may feel, perhaps for the first time, that something is listening to you from the other side of your thoughts. This script is a ritual. We will move through legend and science, through breath and sound, through instruction and vision. You will be invited, at a certain point, to close your eyes, breathe in a very particular way, and release a sound that is older than your language. If you do it correctly, not technically correct, but honestly, even once, you may notice that the pattern of your days begins to shift. You may meet the right person at the exact right moment. You may see old repeating bad luck loops break. You may feel that reality is leaning in. You will also be warned, because there are mental traps here. There are side effects if you approach this with greed, with desperation, or with the hunger to escape responsibility. The hidden mantra of Thoth does not reward escapism, it rewards alignment. So, as you listen, feel your own readiness. Are you here because you are bored and want a new trick? Or are you here because something deep in your chest is tired of being out of sync with the life you know you came here to live? If your spine is humming even a little, if your skin feels like it recognizes these words before your mind does, then this message has found its rightful owner. Stay with me. We are about to step to the edge of the gate. Type "I am ready for synchronicity" in the comments to seal your intention in the field. The Gate of Synchronicity. This is not just a doorway you walk through. It is a living pattern that has been watching you your entire life. Think about this. Have you ever met someone at a perfect moment and said, "What a coincidence"? Have you ever found a book that answered a question you never spoke aloud? Have you ever seen the same symbol, number, or phrase appear again and again until it started to feel like the universe was tapping your shoulder? Most people shrug, laugh, and go back to sleep. But the ancient teachers did not shrug, they listened. In the temples of Kemet, the initiates were told, "The world is not a solid thing, it is a conversation of patterns." To them, reality was not a brick wall. It was a woven tapestry of vibrations, like threads of sound and light crossing and recrossing each other infinitely. Modern physics, without realizing it, has begun to catch up to this idea. Quantum fields, probability waves, that strange observer effect where particles behave differently when watched. It is as if the universe is saying nothing happens in isolation, everything happens in relationship. Synchronicity is when those hidden relationships rise to the surface long enough for you to notice. The psychologist Carl Jung called it meaningful coincidence, events that are connected not by physical cause, but by a shared meaning that seems to wink at you. He sensed what the Egyptians, Indians, and Tibetans already knew, that consciousness is not trapped inside your skull. Your consciousness extends into the field around you, like an unseen magnetic pattern, attracting certain events and repelling others. The Gate of Synchronicity is the threshold where your inner pattern and the outer pattern line up so precisely that reality begins to echo your soul. But here is the uncomfortable part. If your inner pattern is clogged with fear, resentment, self-betrayal, and unspoken grief, the echoes you get will not be pleasant. You will coincidentally meet people who confirm your worst beliefs about yourself. You will accidentally repeat the same mistakes in new costumes. You will feel cursed by bad timing. The gate is not punishing you, it is mirroring you. This is why Thoth's hidden mantra exists, not to manifest luxury in 10 minutes, not to bypass the work of healing, but to retune the field so that what you meet is aligned with your deeper truth, not your unconscious wounds. Imagine you are standing in an enormous hall of mirrors. Some mirrors distort you. They stretch your body, shrink your heart, twist your face into something unrecognizable. Some mirrors show you clearly, painfully, beautifully. Most people spend their lives trapped in the wrong mirrors. They do not know that they can change the hall itself. The mantra we are approaching is not like repeating a word 100 times, hoping the universe is listening. It is more like humming a tone that rearranges the mirrors around you. In India, the sages used certain seed sounds to unlock specific states of consciousness. A single syllable, vibrated with full attention in the heart, could open a gate to compassion, to courage, to vast silence. In Tibet, the monks chanted low, guttural tones that made their chests buzz like a hive, generating a field of protection around the monastery. In Egypt, the priests and priestesses understood the architecture of sound. They carved chambers tuned to specific frequencies so that one whispered word could hang in the air like a bell. All of them were manipulating the same thing, the relationship between sound and pattern, between vibration and probability. Thoth, as the keeper of sacred mathematics, guarded one particular equation, the ratio between inner thought, spoken sound, and the timing of outer events. The hidden mantra you are about to learn is not a random set of syllables. It is an acoustic key designed to pull your awareness from scattered thoughts into a single, coherent beam. Anchor that beam in the heart center, where intention becomes magnetism, and send a wave into the field around you, carrying a very specific message. I am ready to be in right relationship with my destiny. This is why not everyone should practice it. Here is the first warning. If you are clinging to a life built on lies, lying to yourself about your purpose, your relationships, your addictions, this mantra will not make that more comfortable. It will make it unbearable. Egyptian lore says that when someone chanted this sound with a false heart, within weeks, something in their life would crack. A job, a relationship, a role. At first they called it bad luck, but later they understood the Hall of Mirrors was being rebuilt. It is the same in modern times. When you start to align your inner field, anything built on misalignment will shake. This is not punishment, it is calibration. So I ask you sincerely, are you prepared for certain patterns to end? Are you willing for certain coincidences to stop? The ones that keep you small so that a new kind of synchronicity can begin. If still something in you says yes, then the gate is already opening. Before we step closer, bring one hand to your chest, over the center of your sternum. Feel that rhythm there. That pulse is not yours alone. It is the drum of a field that has been waiting for you to remember it. In the next part, we will speak of the mantra itself, not as superstition, but as a living technology of sound and attention. We will move from legend into practice. If you are still with me, type in the comments, "The gate is watching me, and I am ready." The hidden mantra. This is the vibrational key Thoth guarded for those willing to let their lives become a conversation with the unseen. It is hard to believe that a sound lasting less than a minute can shift the fabric of your reality. But anyone who has ever received a diagnosis in a single sentence or heard "I'm leaving" from someone they love knows one vibration can divide life into before and after. The difference here is that you will choose the sound, and you will offer it not as panic, but as a deliberate signal. Let us unwrap this slowly, like opening an ancient scroll. First, understand this: the mantra is not English or Egyptian or Sanskrit. It is not a word you can translate with a dictionary. It is a pattern of consonant and vowel chosen because of how it behaves in the body. When chanted correctly, it does three things at once. It makes the chest vibrate like a soft drum. It draws the attention behind the center of the forehead, into the inner eye. It drops the mind into a quieter, slower brainwave state for a few crucial seconds. Modern science would call this a coherent state, when heart rhythm, breath rhythm, and brainwave rhythm begin to harmonize. In such moments, the nervous system shifts from defense into receptivity. You become less like a clenched fist and more like an open palm. Ancient mystics, of course, said it differently. They would say, your heart starts to speak a language the universe can finally hear. The mantra we will work with here is a bridge version of the old sound. The true temple mantra contains syllables that can shock the psyche if you are not prepared. You do not need that. What you need is a sound that carries the same function, to open the gate of synchronicity by aligning your personal field. The sound is Ta, Ru, Om. 3 syllables, not magical in themselves. Their power is in how you chant them. Ta, a sharp, clear syllable that awakens attention in the upper chest and throat like knocking on a door. Ru, a rolling sound that slides downward, massaging the heart space. Om, a deep hum that spreads through the ribs and skull, dissolving tension. Put together, they form a small journey from calling to opening to dissolving. Let us try this, not as theory, but as initiation. If you can, sit upright. You do not have to be perfect, just honest. Place both feet on the ground, or if you are lying down, let your body rest symmetrically. Gently straighten your spine, as if someone were lifting a thread from the crown of your head. Let your shoulders soften, not slumped, just released. Now bring your awareness to your breath. Do not force it, just notice. Take a slow inhale through the nose, counting to 4. Hold for 2. Exhale through the mouth for 6. Do this 3 times. 4 in, hold, 6 out. As you exhale, imagine that you are blowing dust off an old symbol carved in stone. On the next inhale, place one hand over your heart and one hand lightly a few centimeters above your navel. You are going to chant the mantra one time only, with full presence. Listen carefully to the instructions. Inhale slowly through the nose. As you do, imagine that you are drawing light from the ground up through your spine into the center of your chest. As you begin to exhale, softly but clearly say Ta, Ru, Om. Let Ta be quick, like a spark. Feel it in your throat. Let Ru be longer, rolling, almost like a river passing over stones. Let it vibrate your heart. Then let Om stretch out with one continuous hum until your breath is almost gone. Allow the hum to move into your face, your skull, your inner ear. Do not whisper, do not shout. Use a firm, grounded voice, as if you were speaking to someone you respect who is standing very close. Ready? If you are in a place where you can chant, pause this and actually do it. If you cannot chant out loud, do it under your breath, but here is the key. Feel the vibration in your body, not just the word in your mind. When you finish the Om, allow yourself to sit in silence for at least 3 breaths. Observe. Do you feel tingling in your chest or hands? Do you sense a strange quiet in the mind, as if the inner chatter has stepped back for a moment? Do you feel nothing at all, but somehow more aware of the room? Do not judge, just notice. In the temples, this first moment after the sound was considered the real ritual. They believed that for a brief window, some said 33 heartbeats, the field around you becomes unusually responsive, like the surface of still water ready to reflect the slightest star.
This is when you do something most people never do. You offer a single, simple inner statement, not as begging, but as declaration. Not, "Please make my life better." Not, "Give me what I want." Instead, something like, "I am ready to walk in truthful synchronicity. I accept the path that matches my deepest soul. I release false timing and open to right timing." Say it once, inside your heart, not with tense urgency, but with the gravity of someone signing their own name. Then return to silence. This is the whole practice: breath, mantra, silent declaration, listening. Done with full sincerity, even once, it begins to broadcast a new pattern. From a scientific perspective, you have just shifted your nervous system into a coherent state through controlled breathing and vocalization. Engaged your vagus nerve, which calms your body and sharpens perception. Imprinted your subconscious with a new core command during a moment of heightened suggestibility. Sent a literal wave of sound through your environment, modulating the acoustic field around you. From a mystical perspective, you have knocked on the inner gate watched by Thoth, announced yourself to the intelligence behind the pattern of your life, given permission for synchronicity to become a teacher, not just a curiosity. Now, the warnings. There are 3 common mental traps at this stage. Trap 1. Treating it like a vending machine. If you chant this sound with the mindset, "If I do this, I should get X by Friday," you are not opening the gate, you are trying to bribe it. The field does not respond well to bargaining. It responds to coherence. Trap 2. Obsessive repetition out of fear. Some people, after feeling a small shift, panic and think, "I must chant it 108 times a day or I will lose the magic." This is the voice of scarcity, not trust. The power of this mantra is not in constant repetition, but in quality of presence. Even once, done with full attention, is like carving a clear symbol in the fabric of your timeline. Trap 3. Using it to escape your own responsibility. You cannot chant yourself out of doing the work your soul came here to do. If the mantra is used to avoid hard conversations, inner healing, or necessary change.
The field of signs. This is the living tapestry that begins to move once the mantra has been heard. That night you chant, whether it is under a sky full of city electricity or in a quiet room with only your breath, you may feel nothing dramatic. No lightning strikes, no god descending in golden armor. The modern mind is addicted to fireworks. The real work, however, often begins in small, precise shifts. Anyone who has seriously walked these paths will tell you the first side effect of awakening synchronicity is not more comfort. It is more clarity. And clarity can hurt. You might notice in the days after chanting that certain patterns you used to tolerate become unbearable. The job that once felt fine now feels like a cage. The way someone talks to you suddenly lands like sandpaper. The lie you've told yourself for years, "This is just who I am," starts to sound hollow. Do not panic. This is the gate doing what it does, aligning inner truth with outer pattern. In Jungian language, your unconscious material is becoming conscious. In Egyptian language, your heart is being weighed against the feather of Ma'at, the principle of truth. In Indian language, samskaras, old grooves of behavior, are being lit up so they can be erased. At the same time, you may notice strange, gentle winks from the universe. A phrase you whispered in your declaration appears on a billboard or in a song. A friend recommends a book that answers the exact inner question you never spoke out loud. Numbers, animals, symbols repeat in improbable ways as if reality is circling something around you. Here is where you must be both childlike and wise. Childlike enough to be amazed, wise enough not to turn everything into superstition. The psychological trap here is obsession. Some people, upon seeing their first threads of synchronicity, become intoxicated. They start trying to decode every license plate, every leaf falling, every cloud in the sky. They stop living. They start chasing signs. This is not what Thoth's mantra is for. Remember, synchronicity is the field's way of speaking, not performing. The ancients approached signs like this. If a sign arrives with a felt charge, a full-bodied recognition, a sense of being seen, they pause, breathe, and listen. If it feels forced, like they are trying to press meaning into it with their mind, they smile and let it go. You too can adopt this. When something happens that makes your chest buzz, your skin tingle, your eyes suddenly widen, stop for a breath or two. Ask quietly, what are you trying to show me? Not as a demand, as a conversation. And then look not outside, but inside. What were you thinking just before the sign appeared? What dilemma, question, or emotional knot has been heavy in you lately? How might this event be mirroring that, not randomly, but with precise humor? For example, imagine that you have been asking, should I finally leave this relationship that drains me? You chant the mantra. 2 days later, you walk past a cafe and hear a snippet of conversation. If you stay where your soul is shrinking, the price will be your future. You feel like someone punched through your chest. Is that just coincidence? Perhaps, but you will notice that the part of you committed to self-betrayal is the one most eager to dismiss it. Synchronicity often feels like the universe making a joke so specific that only you and it understand the punchline. A Tibetan Lama once told a student, when the Dharma hears you are serious, it steals your illusions with comedy. Reality becomes oddly playful. You think of someone and they call. You consider studying something new and the exact course appears in your feed. You decide to be more honest and suddenly meet people who cannot stand lies. These are not rewards. They are reflections of a field you are now consciously tuning. But again, warnings. Warning 1. Do not confuse synchronicity with permission. Just because something lines up does not automatically mean it is right for you. Many people fall into this trap in love and business. We met in such a magical way, it must be destiny. Remember, the gate will reflect your current vibration. If you are still holding unresolved wounds, you may attract relationships and opportunities that highlight those wounds under neon lights. The purpose is not to keep you stuck, but to make the lesson unmistakable. Before taking major action based on a sign, bring it into the chamber of your heart and ask, when I imagine following this path, does my body feel expanded, alert, grounded, or tight, anxious, desperate. Synchronicity aligned with your deeper soul will feel like a grounded opening, not a panicked high. Warning 2. Do not assume you are chosen above others. As the gate opens, it is tempting to feel special. You start to see connections others do not. You sense patterns in events that your old self would have missed. If you are not careful, this can turn into spiritual arrogance. I am more awakened than these sleeping people. This is the ego hijacking sacred technology. Thoth's lore is very clear. Those who use knowledge to inflate themselves are eventually humbled by the very forces they try to control. The correct posture is gratitude, not superiority. When something lines up for you in a way that feels miraculous, try saying inside, "Thank you. May this clarity also serve others through me." Let your synchronicities become medicine, not trophies. Warning 3. Prepare for endings. When your field changes, some stories cannot continue. The friend who only called you to complain may drift away. The job that required you to deaden your heart may collapse. Old identities, the reliable one, the victim, the rescuer, may fall apart. Grieve them, but do not chase them. In Egypt, it was said that when the initiate crossed this invisible threshold, they died a small death, not of their body, but of the life they were never meant to live. India calls this a kind of mini moksha, liberation from at least one tight loop. Tibet would say a karmic knot has untied itself. The mantra's side effect is liberation disguised as disruption. So what do you do as all this unfolds? You do something very undramatic. You keep returning to the practice. Once a day, or whenever your heart calls, you sit, breathe, chant Taru Om with full presence. Offer your simple inner statement. Listen. And then you live your life, but more attentively. You notice where your body says yes and no. You pay attention to messages that arrive in clusters, 3 permissions, 3 warnings. You take small, grounded steps aligned with the clarity you are given. You will know the gate is truly opening when your outer actions start to feel like an increasingly dance with an invisible partner, instead of a lonely fight against fate. If you are already seeing hints of this, small or large, write in the comments. The journey has begun. I walk with the signs. Let others feel less alone in their own unfolding. The synchronicity current. This is the living river you've stepped into, not as a tourist, but as a participant. Anyone who has stood in the cold stone chamber of an Egyptian-style temple knows that it is not a place for those who tremble at silence. Silence in such places is not empty. It is a presence that listens back. By now, with even a single honest chant of Taruam, you have created a small chamber of your own. Your body has become that stone room. Your heart has become the flame at its center. The space around you, at least for a few moments, has thickened into listening. What you do with that matters. The old priests were not impressed by people who could produce miracles on command. They paid attention to something quieter. What happened to a person after the ritual? Did they become kinder or more manipulative, more courageous or more addicted to comfort? more humble, or more hungry for power. Synchronicity is not entertainment. It is initiation. As the gate of synchronicity opens, you will increasingly find yourself at crossroads that feel strangely precise. Not 1,000 vague options, but 2 or 3 clear paths that each carry a distinct vibration. One will feel like the old pattern dressed in new clothes, safe, predictable, but secretly draining. The other will feel like a trembling yes, risky, alive, slightly terrifying. The hidden mantra is not interested in helping you choose the more comfortable path. It is interested in helping you choose the more true one. And here is where you become more than a user of the practice. You become a guardian of the current. What does that mean? First, it means you stop pretending you do not know when something is out of alignment. The moment you chant, you have effectively told the field, "Do not let me sleepwalk through my destiny." From that point on, ignore your inner knowing at your own peril. This does not mean you become impulsive. It means you become honest. If a job, relationship, habit, or story is clearly out of sync with the person you are becoming, you acknowledge it, even if you do not yet know how to change it. Honesty is the first form of alignment. The universe can work with honesty. Second, being a guardian means you stop hoarding your synchronicities as personal trophies and start letting them become blessings for others. If you receive a message that frees you, share it. If a strange coincidence leads you to a healing insight, offer it when someone else is suffering. Not as dogma, but as a story. This happened to me. Take from it what you will. In many traditions, the real sealing of a ritual is not in the temple, but in how the initiate lives with other people afterwards. Compassion is the final mantra. Third, you tend to your practice like you tend to a sacred fire. You do not need to sit in a cave or disappear into the mountains. You weave the mantra into your ordinary life. You might chant once in the morning before you check your phone, setting your day into resonance. Chant once at night, reviewing the day's signs with gentle curiosity. Use a softer, inner version of the sound when you stand at a literal or symbolic crossroads. Remember, the power is not in how many times you repeat it, but in how fully you show up to it each time. There will be days when you feel nothing, when synchronicity seems to quiet down. This is not failure. This is integration. Just as muscles grow not only during exertion, but also during rest, your field recalibrates in both intensity and silence. Now, a final set of cautions and blessings. If you continue with this practice, 3 deeper changes often arise. 1. Your tolerance for self-betrayal drops to almost 0. You become physically ill at the idea of selling your soul for approval or comfort. You might still make compromises. We are, after all, human, but you will not be able to lie to yourself about it. This can be painful. It is also profoundly liberating. 2. Your sense of isolation starts to dissolve. As synchronicity increases, it becomes harder to believe you are a random accident in a dead universe. You will experience too many impossible alignments,
too many precisely timed coincidences to keep pretending no one is home behind the curtain. This does not mean everything is controlled, scripted, or rigid. It means that you are participating in a living conversation, not shouting into a void. 3. Your life becomes less about control and more about collaboration. You stop trying to force everything. You start listening for where the current is naturally flowing and offering your action there. When doors close, you don't waste as much time pounding on them. You look for the door that opens with surprising ease when you knock from your true self. In Egyptian iconography, Thoth is often depicted with the head of an ibis holding a writing palette. He is the scribe, the one who records, who measures, who keeps the balance of events. When you chant the hidden mantra, you are, in a poetic sense, asking Thoth to rewrite certain lines of your story, not to erase your lessons, but to align them with the highest trajectory available to you now. And he will ask you in return, will you live as if your choices matter to the fabric of reality? Will you treat your thoughts, words, and actions as vibrations that echo beyond your own lifetime? If your answer is yes, then you are not just opening the gate for yourself, you are helping to hold it open for others. This is where we speak gently about this space we are sharing right now. You are not listening to this alone. Around the world, there are others in different rooms, cities, countries, hearing these words, feeling the same strange stirring in their chest. Some have already chanted. Some are still deciding. All of you are adding your small flare of awareness to a wider field. One of the modern miracles is that we can weave a temple of attention through screens and wires, not to replace the old temples, but to create new ones. If you feel even a little that this message is part of your path, I invite you into a simple act that is both practical and mystical. Subscribe to this channel not just as a click, but as a vow to keep walking this path of synchronicity, sound, and inner alignment together. Like this video as a way of saying to the field, more of this please, more clarity, more truth, more living rituals. Share it with someone whose soul you suspect is secretly starving for this kind of conversation, even if their mind is still skeptical. And most importantly, comment, not with something casual, with a declaration that seals your presence in this current. You might write, I have activated the gate and the journey has begun. I walk in synchronicity with my true path. The hidden mantra has heard me and I am listening back. These are not just words under a video. They are like small signatures in an invisible book, a modern Akashic record of those who chose to remember. Let this comment section become more than text. Let it be a field where those who are tired of random chaos, who are ready to live in meaningful alignment, can recognize each other. When you write, you are not only supporting an algorithm, you are adding your vibration to a collective ritual to keep ancient knowledge alive